Good morning. My name is Sara, and I'm here with my consulting team, AID, AI Decision Making Ethics. And we are here to help you, members of the board of directors at OpenAI. Our team hopes to mitigate the risk of national legislation concerning generative AI and guide you toward the profitable, responsible, and ethical advance of your company's large language models and generative software. In this presentation, we will lay out the ethical issues and public anxieties surrounding your AI projects and recommend actionable steps to address these concerns. OpenAI faces several critical ethical problems inherent to its large language models and gen software, including public accessibility, content control, propaganda, and social bias, impact on the free market, human creativity and ownership, and lastly, human safety and security.
As you know, the model used is quite advanced, is estimated to cost $3 million a month to run it. Your company has the deal that Microsoft gets preferential rates or free access to Microsoft Azure's cloud servers in exchange for Microsoft's $10 billion investment. OpenAI makes money through licensing its products and services, subscriptions, partnerships and collaborations, and investments. You project that ChatGPT will make $200 million this year and $1 billion in 2024. The company was most recently valued at $29 billion after the $10 billion funding round by Microsoft. All very impressive numbers that make us excited to work with you.
OpenAI is officially listed as a nonprofit organization with the intention to ensure that artificial intelligence benefits all of humanity. However, many legal problems arise when it comes to their for-profit subsidiary, which is OpenAI Limited Partnership, which plans to sell images from DALL-E and expand with the business model of ChatGPT. Microsoft, as my colleague Riley mentioned, is one of the first tech giants to invest in OpenAI, as they plan to use the new language models in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Bing, which could lead to unprecedented amounts of internet piracy. ChatGPT has been in the spotlight recently because of the tempting opportunity it creates for students to be academically dishonest. The bigger the problem is, it poses a threat to authors who run the risk of their content being stolen and used in papers, which they will never get credit for.
From our research, there are 5 main areas in which we have identified ethical issues that the company might face. The first being public accessibility, second, content control, propaganda, and social biases, impact on the free market and jobs, human creativity and ownership, and also, finally, human safety and security. We believe that these problems are problems that OpenAI will face based on the very nature of the issues and how they relate to generative AI.
So now we have some of our recommendations. Postpone release of new models to guarantee safety. Hire focused study groups to test content rather than immediately releasing them to the public. And rehiring and expanding the Microsoft AI ethics team. I do have a 4th proposal, but I'm going to hold that for dramatic effect. All right, the first. Postponing releases until you can guarantee safety. This is something OpenAI has already done. The model of ChatGPT that was released late last year and shook the world was held back several months so that the model the public got access to was a little bit more refined and a lot less racist. The issues, of course, with this proposal are that it's expensive. Any software that's not released isn't making you money. Our second proposal is somewhat similar to the first, that instead of releasing your software to beta so early, you spend a little bit more resources testing things in-house. Given the scale of the market you're tapping into and the rapid growth of the company, the costs of this are relatively minimal compared to the PR benefits. And our next proposal is based on something that happened recently that has concerned everyone. Microsoft let go of its team, which was responsible for overseeing the integration of AI with Microsoft software. and they were an AI ethics team, so making sure it was done ethically. This reduction in ethics capacity at such a critical time for the industry is frightening, and I know you are not Microsoft, but considering how large of a stakeholder Microsoft is in OpenAI, it's something that you need to address with them. And finally, our true recommendation, the big one, requesting a preemptive governmental oversight body. Now, I know that federal oversight is a scary phrase, but I'm going to explain that this isn't just the ethical option, it's the cheap option for you. If regulation is inevitable, which it is, then you ought to make sure it's on your terms. But real quick, I want to address that black box problem that I referenced to earlier in the human safety and security slide. We, the public, the legislators, everyone can see what goes into your software. We can see the inputs we type into the box and ChatGPT. Oftentimes we can see what ChatGPT was trained on, and we can see what it spits out, but we can't see what happens in between. We're like Neolithic man presented with a microwave. Cold food goes in, hot food comes out. What the hell happens in the middle? Nobody knows. So this is a problem because lack of knowledge is scary. Nobody knows how AI works, and the fear of it may well cause its destruction. Look at Italy, which has already banned ChatGPT. At the current level of public hysteria, a similar ban as Italy's in the United States is possible, and regulation is inevitable. Calling for an oversight body is a necessary preventative measure. It is only through public and legislative understanding about what you are selling that there can be any assurance that it's safe and ethical. The formation of a regulatory body, either through the Department of Commerce or some other government agency, is inevitable. So why not try to influence it? Influence the legislation and be in the room where it's being crafted rather than pouting outside of it. Because if you don't, one of your competitors is going to, and they're going to craft regulations that impact you harmfully. So if the choice is between some constraints, which are inevitable, or the potential for oblivion, which is possible, then the choice is clear. Take the constraints. Besides, there is no upfront cost to this. It does not privilege your competitors. And if it shrinks the AI market space, it'll do so for everyone, and future developments. What you already have created can be protected, and it's already lucrative. Besides, more transparency is more ethical than less, and your mission is to, and I quote, ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity.
You all can breathe a huge sigh of relief, which I will, once you are done sighing, I will comfort you with the fact of knowing that I think I speak for the entire panel when I note that you all did an excellent job. Really terrific work. I've been involved in IBECC in various capacities as a, as a judge, as a, well-wisher, as a coach. I can tell you this is unequivocally a very strong presentation on a very difficult piece of subject matter. I mean, I think probably your greatest achievement was just identifying the most important business ethics issue we probably have going on right now in terms of the future impacts of what this is going to have, and the fact that these are ethical, legal, financial issues that are going to reverberate throughout the generations. And so the fact that you were able to identify this as an important case to talk about, and to talk about it so effectively with such excellent research that you brought to bear, is really a credit to all of you. So congratulations